Welcome to Session 13 of our Construction Project Management series. In this video, we explore the essential stages of contract planning. Whether you are building a small residential complex or a massive commercial skyscraper, success doesn't start with a shovel in the ground. It starts with meticulous planning. Over the next few minutes, we are going to break down exactly how contractors and project managers phase their planning to ensure projects are delivered on time and within budget. Let's get started. In construction management, project planning is not a single, isolated event. It is a continuous process that we break down into three distinct levels. First, we have pre-tender planning, which happens before the job is even won. Next is pre-contract planning, the critical bridge after winning the bid but before breaking ground. Finally, we have contract planning, which governs the actual execution of the project. Think of these as the three pillars of project preparation. If one pillar is weak, the entire project timeline is at risk. Let's start with the first phase, pre-tender planning. You can think of this as the, quote, contractor's planning phase. This occurs right in the middle of preparing the project estimate and converting that estimate into a competitive bid. The main goal here is to aid the tendering process and assist the estimator in preparing a highly accurate price. For example, if a contractor is bidding on a new highway overpass, this is the stage where they calculate exact labor and material costs to ensure their bid is competitive enough to win, but realistic enough to turn a profit. So what goes into this pre-tender phase? There are 5 crucial elements. First is the site visit. You must see the terrain. Is it muddy? Is access limited? Second, you must decide the current rate for labor and materials. Third is developing the work or method statement, literally answering, how are we going to build this? Fourth is time planning to see if the client's deadline is feasible. And fifth, deciding financial resources. Do you need a bank loan to cover initial material purchases? All of these must be locked down before you submit your bid. Once the bid is won, we enter a transitional period. This is the crucial window of time between the contract award and the actual commencement of work on the site. During this time frame, the contractor develops their master program. This isn't just a rough sketch anymore. This is the master blueprint of the project's timeline, detailing exactly when each major phase of construction will begin and end. Why do we put so much effort into this early planning stage? The reasons are very straightforward. We need to outline the master plan and strategy for the project. We must establish a logical construction sequence. You can't pour the roof before you pour the foundation. It allows us to identify key project dates and perform an accurate assessment of contract budgets. Finally, it helps us schedule key dates with respect to key materials. For instance, if you know custom steel beams take 6 weeks to manufacture, you must schedule that order well in advance of the day you need to install them. Moving fully into pre-contract planning, this is where we finalize our pre-contract arrangements. This involves defining the organization structure of the project. Who is the project manager and who reports to whom? We also finalize site layout planning. Where will the cranes sit? Where are the site trailers going? This is also the time for placing orders for subcontracts and suppliers, finalizing requirement schedules, setting up budgetary control procedures, and conducting a thorough cash flow analysis. You need to know exactly when cash is leaving the business to pay suppliers and when it's coming in from the client. Finally, we arrive at contract planning. The project is now moving forward, and we need granular detail. This stage involves making the final choice of technology and clearly defining work tasks. It requires accurately estimating the resources and duration for every single activity. Ultimately, this forms the absolute basics for developing the final working budget and schedule. For example, if you chose to use automated bricklaying technology, this is where you assign the specific operators, calculate their daily output, and lock in the timeline. A sample tracking process between planned activities versus actual activities. Thank you for joining us for this session on contract planning.